Okay, second grade, grab your sketchbooks and turn to our shape project with Paul Klee. You have all of these shapes, and we're going to do this project one of two ways. The first way we could do this is by coloring all these shapes in, triangles and squares and circles and our parallelograms, and we can color these all in and cut out every single shape. That's way number one, so you'll end up with these colorful shapes, and then you would cut them out. And then you're going to end up with, look at this, you're going to end up with a pile of colorful shapes, kind of like confetti. This way is a little trickier and definitely takes more time, but it does turn out really neat. It's kind of like building a castle out of blocks. So that's way number one, coloring and cutting all of these shapes, okay? I left a blank piece of paper here. It says, "My Castle Inspired by Paul Klee." And hopefully you watched the story, the story about Paul Klee. And on this page, you could take these shapes that you cut out and you can start building a castle by gluing these shapes down and making towers. Okay, this is way number one. Taking all these shapes in a mosaic style, gluing them down to make a castle. Now this is going to be tricky and this is going to take some time to do this, and you're going to have lots of cut pieces. I did cut one of my circles. I didn't cut them all out for my castle in the sky. I could glue that there and just keep building my castle. This is way number one. Way number two is to draw it, to draw our castle. And I would start by using a ruler and a pen. And I would start drawing a castle with simple shapes. So I would line my ruler up with the side. I could make a tower by drawing a rectangle and add a triangle top. And maybe I can add some zigzag lines to create some triangles. I can even use my ruler to draw squares. Because remember here, we're trying to use geometric basic shapes to build a castle, just like the ones I cut out. Using my ruler, drawing my rectangles, filling it in with squares and triangles. Building a castle just like you would out of building blocks if you had some building blocks that were three-dimensional that you could build a castle with. And once we have all of these shapes drawn in, we can grab a cup out of the kitchen and make a circle for our sun hanging on tight. Once we have our circle drawn and our castle drawn in, then we get to color in our shapes, just like Paul Klee did. Both ways take different kinds of skills. So if you're better at using a ruler and drawing shapes, that might be the way for you. If you like to color and cut, then you could use our shapes that we already had made for us to color and cut. But what if you wanted to do both? What if I wanted to draw in my shapes to build my castle? It's coming along good. But what if I also wanted to use these shapes? Could I use these too? Of course. I can always draw in some places and then also take the shapes that I colored and fill those in as well. We could do a mixed media art project where we use lots of art supplies to make one amazing artwork together. So start first by deciding what you want to do, or if you want to do both, draw your sun, because this after all is Castle in the Sun, using a cup or something round. You can color in your shapes and cut them out and add them to your artwork, or you can simply grab a ruler or anything straight and start drawing your castle in the sun. Once you have all of these shapes drawn and you're happy with your geometric shapes building your castle just like you would out of building blocks, you're going to color this all in. I can use markers, I can use crayons, I can add my shapes that I cut out to my artwork to make it more playful and fun. The choice is yours. But we are trying to make an artwork here inspired by the artist Paul Klee, Castle in the Sun. I hope you have fun with this project, and I'll see you back with the next one.